Oregonians have very firmly said no person should be treated as a slave.
Measure 112 is passing with a strong lead across the state and would remove language from the state constitution that allows slavery or involuntary servitude as punishment for a crime. Sandy Chung from the ACLU of Oregon says the language negatively impacted people who were incarcerated in the state.
There were times when employees of the Oregon Department of Corrections would engage in harmful or negative types of conduct towards people who are incarcerated, and then would basically say, hey, you're considered a slave by the Oregon Constitution.
Chung says the measure is one step towards addressing the issue of mass incarceration.
And what I'm hearing from a lot of community members when we really have these conversations is no, it does not feel like we're getting the positive returns to our communities commensurate to the amount of resources that are being put in.
The Oregon State Sheriff's Association opposed the measure, saying in the voters' pamphlet, quote, Oregon sheriffs cannot support Measure 112 as drafted. It creates unintended consequences for Oregon jails that will result in the elimination of all reformative programs and increased costs to local jail operations. Chung says the ACLU was disappointed to see the Sheriff's Association oppose Measure 112. She feels the measure addressed many of the concerns the opposition had.
This is a ballot measure that was put on the ballot by both Democratic and Republican legislators at the state level. And they specifically included language saying that these types of restorative justice, community service type programs would continue.
Multiple southern Oregon counties, including Jackson and Josephine counties, opposed Measure 112. Chung says that it is likely there was confusion amongst many voters about the measure. Her experience is that many voters have a lack of understanding related to the prison system, which likely led to many of the no votes on the measure. She says that her organization worked to educate voters about the measure, and they will continue educating Oregonians about the prison and criminal legal systems.
A big part of the ACLU of Oregon's work, we believe, is to really educate Oregonians about our prison system and mass incarceration. Because even there are some basic facts about the system that many members of our communities and the public don't know.